What's going on, guys? I'm Kendall Schmidt. I'm in Big Time Rush, and I'm in Heffron Drive, and you are watching the AU Review.
And you're in Australia, doing a little bit of both, which is pretty cool. I understand you played in both under both guises at the Slime Fest the other day.
Yeah, and honestly, who knows that why Australia was the first place that I was, capable of doing too. I just think the opportunity was perfect for it. And especially since the people at Slimefest are with Nick as well, they were friendly with me doing whatever I really wanted to do. So it was a lot of fun, and I hadn't thought about doing stuff like that, and it was a bit nerve-wracking for me, but it was good because it's good to have that feeling. It makes you want to try harder, so it was awesome.
Well, I mean, being able to perform your own material as well, in terms of the stuff you've been working on since before all this exploded, what does that mean to you to have the opportunity to get to show off the Heffron material?
Well, it's really cool because, obviously it was done, quite a few years ago, and I didn't think that I would be able to play it this far ahead for people. And I think they still like it, like it's still relevant, and I didn't know that it was still going to be relevant, and I'm glad that they're not confused about it and that they just like the music. So it was a great opportunity, especially playing it acoustic. I mean, at Slimefest it was the only thing that was just 2 guitars and 2 vocals, so I think it definitely stood out, and I hope they liked it.
Did people seem to know any of it, or?
Yeah, there was obviously like some fans that were just diehard fans, of course, and then there was a lot of people who were like, isn't he in Big? And then I showed up on stage for Big Time Rush, and it was like,
people clicked.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I get it.
Is it? I mean, moving forward, are you going to try to do things like that more often and perform more shows? Because I know you did some shows in Germany earlier this year under Heffron.
Yeah, definitely did some shows in Germany, which were a blast. One in Austria, which I'd never been to Austria before, so that was a lot of fun. I don't know about like both at the same time. That's just that was like a total like. It worked out.
Did you change outfits in between?
I did. I was like, I had to look different, and I made sure it was drastically different because Big Time Rush is like it's a lot of fun, and the outfits are supposed to be fun and goofy, or not goofy, but hip and cool. And Heffron Drive, I just sort of wore whatever, and I wear. Honestly, my style's pretty funky anyway. This is pretty subdued for me.
So I mean, Big Time Rush takes up, I imagine, a lot of your life. It's not just the TV show, but there are films, there are spin-off series, there are probably webisodes. There's so much
promos,
going on.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how has it taken over your life in that respect?
Well, since the beginning, it's been like my whole life, obviously, and I've spent pretty much 360 days out of 365, besides the odd day off, here and there, and travel days and stuff. And it's been a life-changing experience, and it's been something that I could never have thought of before. But you know what? The most important thing is it's given me a really cool work ethic throughout the years, and now I get to use that for what I want to do and into the future beyond just being in 2 bands. I want to like run a record label and have other bands under my label and stuff. I think it'd be awesome.
I mean, that's the great thing about the position you're in, that you will be able to have those opportunities moving forward as well.
Yeah. Well, in also the connections I built, and the people who just, because they've liked working with me, want to continue working with me. And then there's a lot of experience, I think, being part of the television show and a band at the same time, and then like playing a band, it was definitely some experience that I don't know what other thing I could have done that would have given me that much in such a short period of time. It's pretty much the full everything. Yeah.
It's pretty meta.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like I can speak on a lot of different things. If someone's got a question about a show, like I can be like, I know about that. I can reference that, and about playing live shows, about putting a record together, writing songs. I have all that experience that I gained from Big Time Rush.
So the year ahead, after Australia? What's it holding for you?
I hope that there's some more shows coming up with the boys, because they're a blast and they're huge shows. We're just sort of working out scheduling and stuff like that. It's really kind of complicated. Now that it's been 4 or 5 years, time opens up for people us each to kind of do things that make us, fulfilled on the other side of creativity, which is Heffron Drive and doing my own music. I'd love to do features on some EDM artists. Would be so cool if they would want it, But yeah, I hope some more shows coming up, more shows in general, whether it's either, entity, and a lot of songwriting's coming up for me, and hopefully the process of getting a label deal or something like that put together. It'd be really fun.
There are other, Nickelodeon and Disney and those sorts of channels have had shows like yours in the past, and there are a lot of people that have come out of them. Early in the process, did anyone reach out to you and kind of give you a bit of advice about how to cope with it all and balance things?
I think if you just are honest with yourself and honest with the people that you're trying to, show yourself to, they understand it. Like, Big Time Rush is an amazing project. Like, it's something that it's changed my life forever. It still does every day. But the whole point of doing something like that is to gain experience. I'm 22. Like, all that happened before I was 23. So I have at least 7 more years till I'm 30, and that's a lot of time to accomplish so many things. So I want it all to continue. I really do.
And of course, you're here in Australia. What does that mean for you? I understand it is your first time here.
First time here. It's been a dream of mine since I was a kid, and it's been great. Everyone's been so nice, and the food's delicious, and the weather's been perfect. And I know people have been like, it's been really extraordinarily nice, and I'm like, well, perfect.
And I understand you got to meet an inflatable kangaroo.
I did. It wasn't as lively as I was hoping. It didn't really move much, unless I moved it. But I'm going to the Australia Wildlife Park in Brisbane, and I'm going to probably see a few kangaroos there.
You certainly will.
Yeah.
And are we going to get you back here anytime soon?
I sure hope so. Honestly, the flight wasn't insane. It was pretty. It's LA. It's one flight. I'll be back.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy the rest of time here in Australia.
Dude, I appreciate it. Thanks.